First of all, I want to apologize to my 19 followers of this channel. I haven't made a video in 2 months. So, sorry everybody. Well, maybe it's even 18 followers because I think one of the followers of this channel might be myself. So sorry 18 users or 18 YouTube subscribers. But I'm back and I want to share some very important information. And there's 3 things I want to talk about in this video. Number 1, I want to talk about the idea I have for Rookie Entrepreneur, this YouTube channel. What idea I have to grow this channel. I also want to talk, number 2, about the setbacks I've experienced as of late. And it's not exactly a setback, but it's something that is very important to understand about expectations as an entrepreneur. And then thirdly, I want to talk about the actual developments that have been happening. So I'm going to bring you up to date on what has been going on in terms of the development and improvements of HireBasis. It's just a beautiful thing, like I said in other videos, that you just keep progressing, you keep going. And you know what? I'm in this place and you got to see this. It looks backwards on the camera. I hope it's readable though. This is interesting and I believe it. So look, it's about the journey and it's been an interesting journey, okay? Let's go point by point though. The first point is, what do I have in store for this channel? Simple. I have contacted a variety of entrepreneurs, and many of them have given me their assurance that they will be available to allow me to interview them. And you know, my objective is to contact and reach out to entrepreneurs, especially people who can talk about the rookie entrepreneur experience. It's really especially interesting if they're in that process right now. And we get to hear about the struggles and about the successes and all of those interesting things. And the thing is, there are other YouTube channels that talk about that interview entrepreneurs and give you tidbits of, you know, entrepreneurial advice and experience sharing. And some of these channels have millions of followers, millions of subscribers. So I think the potential is great, and I'm just going to try to be the most authentic, but best authentic version of myself as I do these. Right now, just understand my voice is kind of hoarse and I'm a little bit under the weather, so expect this video to be a little bit understated. But with that said, I think that's going to be a good idea, and we can really grow a channel, which is going to be of great interest. We can tag the interviewees, and that will bring more following to the channel, hopefully. With that said, what about the next thing I want to talk about? Number 2, the setbacks HireBasis has experienced. Well, I'm not going to call it exactly a setback, but let's call it kind of a setback. In my mind, I expected our redesign to be ready probably by now, or even maybe sooner than this. But the developers, when I had a chance to talk to them, clarified let's just say the manager of the developer firm has told me that, look, the process takes time and we want to do it right, and when it's released we want it to be very stable. I trust this person quite a bit. They've built and earned my trust in ways that I can't spend time and explain that. But let's just say, you know, when someone has built up your trust, you trust them and you expect things to be met at a certain time frame. So my expectations are being set for around late June, and that is when the redesign is going to be ready, hopefully barring anything unforeseen. So that's the disappointment, because I know this site, the redesign is again, like I said, it's a beautiful redesign, and it's compelling. It's going to keep people on the site, and that's going to bring our ranking up, and that's the key. I'm going to talk about the importance of that in the next point. but I can't emphasize how important it is to have patience. Patience is very important. We live in an age of instant gratification. Patience is a dying art. So it's very important, if you're an entrepreneur, that you retain a strong degree of patience, because persistence and patience is possibly the most important qualities you can have as an entrepreneur, or as a business person, or whatever you want to call it. So that's basically all I want to say. Now let's go to the next point. What improvements have taken place? Well, listen, we had some issues with people staying on the site long enough. And so it's very important to keep people on the site. Now I want to talk about, let's just talk about tennis, for example. So let's just say you're the number 1 ranked tennis player in the world, and compare that person to the 50th ranked tennis player. How much more money, how much more respect, adulation, admiration does the number 1 tennis player have, or even the top 2 or 3 tennis players have, versus 50, 60 ranked tennis players? No question, no comparison. So the thing is this, I see this as me being an amateur tennis player moving up the ranks, and a professional tennis player moving up the ranks. This is a professional website. I don't know why I said amateur. And so as we move up the ranks, we take out one remote job board after another, after another, after another, until we are someday number 1. That may take some time. I have to be understanding and patient. And I understand also that most startups don't succeed. So I'm realistic about it. But my point is, we need to really rise up the ranks. And how do you rise up the ranks? You just have to be number 1 in certain metrics. So one of the metrics we're talking about is users' time spent on the site on average. We've actually increased, if you look at the first 3 weeks of the last month and the first 3 weeks of May, we have increased users' time on the site by about 26 seconds, almost 30 seconds. And the reason for that is because I discovered that, when people are going through the site as job seekers, if they go to the job posting, they can't even get to the job posting. So I told our developers, let's allow the users to go all the way to the job posting. And once they can get to the job posting, they can read it and go back. They just can't apply for it. That's when they have to be forced to register. A lot of websites do this. And so, these little tweaks make a huge difference. You can see a huge difference. People are spending a lot more time on the site. We're having a little bit of a drop-off in new registrations, but still not such a huge drop-off. It's pretty stable. We're getting still 3,000. Instead of 3,300 new users a month, we're getting 3,000. And that's been pretty consistent and stable now. We're ready to reach the next level, but it depends on when we have our redesign. And so that's one thing. And I also want to make HireBasis. Here's another thing that we discovered, through brainstorming. And actually, I discussed this with a third party who, I'm kind of obsessed with this job board. So when I get a chance to talk about it with somebody, I'll talk about it with somebody. And somehow the idea was seeded that, this can be more than just a job board. But look, there's 174 different skills that you can enter on your profile, or an employer can say this is what the job requires when they're making job postings. So we need to do articles. We want to educate people. So the idea is, after the redesign, we're also going to implement a function where people will see on the job postings or see in profiles the specific skill sets, and then you should be able to click on them. There should be a clickable link leading to articles talking about these skill sets, making HireBasis also a great education center. This will allow us to really move up the ranks. I think the combination, I'm excited, the combination of being an education center to a degree where people can learn about various skills and how to get those skills online, remotely, plus we have a new redesign, making it a lot more visually appealing and quickly more easy to understand, making it also palatable to pretty much any user and also critics. Once that happens and we get enough attention, this will snowball and we'll be off to the races. So that's basically where we're at right now. I think everyone kind of wants to create something of value and look at it and look back at it. I mean, it's the journey too. Again, a lot of this is this. And when you go through this and you're able to look back at what you did and accomplish, it's great. And even if even if it doesn't reach this level of success that I'm hoping for, I know that I've done something of interest, and it will help me in different ways. It's building skill sets. It's building personal qualities that will benefit me as well. So that's basically all I gotta say for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.